Hello, good morning. Now we continue our A Scarf, a story written by Carol. And in the last scene that we stopped there, she plans to visit some particular places, especially Baltimore, and she has been supported by the publishing company. And now she goes. In between, she remembers her daughter's birthday and she wants to buy a scarf. That has been discussed in the previous class. So it is written a particular book, My Time's Up, by the writer. But she indirectly personifies another writer, Rita Wingers. And she is the protagonist to tell the story. Now it goes, you take page number 128. I never have time to shop in Lancaster. Though she was in Lancaster, she had find no time to shopping. There would be little available there, but today I had time. But this particular day, Rita Wingers got much time, plenty of time. So I put in my low-heeled walking shoes and started out. Underline started out. She began to visit certain shops. And because once we go to the different foreign countries, we will have much pleasure to visit different shops. That is also with the students who go for study tours. They find pleasure in visiting different shops from different areas, and they will buy so many things. In that time, they don't mind money at all because the parents had given money for them. So the last year also we went for excursion from our college. And students are happy to visit and shop in all the areas of the markets. And it was a very burden for the teachers who accompany them. Okay. In your course also, because of the pandemic time, we lost our study excursion. It is a time of pity, right? Though that in the college level, you lost your time for visiting different places. That is normally happens in the third year, sixth semester. Now sixth semester, sitting in the house, studying. I understand your feelings. Georgetown's beauties are set mid tiny fronted houses, impeccably gentrified technical word that is suitable to the middle class society. That is why technical word gentrified use. Impeccably, without fault in areas, without any fault, they have arranged certain shops for gentrified class. A gentrified class means that it is suitable for the middle class people. Framed by minuscule gardens enchanting to the eye, all the shops were very attractive, enchanting. My own sprawling, untidy house outside Lancaster, if dropped into the landscape, would destroy half a dozen more these meticulous brick facades. Meticulous, alright, is very focusing, very concentrated facades. It is the front sides of the building. The placement of flower pots were ardently pursued here, so caring and solemn that the clapboards themselves had been rubbed, I could tell, with sandpaper to give them country look. What does it mean? She was slowly making a journey through the front side of different shops, and all the shops with different lights attracted her. It enchanted her very much, and such a way that all shops and the front side have been arranged. These beauties held such a minimum stock that I wondered how they would be able to compete with one another. The mighty 6 or 7 blouse on a rod and a few cashmere pullovers, a table casually strewn in the shells of stones of art nouveau, no picture frame racks. All these are arrangement of the things. In front of the shops there are some hooks and kept different blouses and the type of dresses attracted for ladies. A squadron of very slender saleswomen, some saleswomen with lipstick and acrobatics and Harry style standing there, attracting, calling the people, customers to the shop. Some saleswomen were also there. And which they fingered in such a loving way that I suddenly want to buy everything in a sight. The Scurversary shop had a good half a dozen, all that wood dowels, and there was one and pure silk and hand-wrought edges. One particular shop attracted our writer, and she no other way but ended the shop. I took my own time. I realized I would be able to give enough shopping time because I am living alone here. I came here with the support of the publishing company and I have no other expenses to stay here. But shopping is my business. I have to buy something. So I have plenty time in hand. I was wandering here and there. But Nora, you know the daughter of our writer, perfect scarf, not near perfect and certainly not impulse purchase usually settled. She had mentioned wanting something in a bright blue with perhaps some yellow dashes. Nora used to tell Mom, I want a particular scarf. So far this time in my life I have not been using a scarf. So I should get a scarf which would attract everybody, which should be very, very magnificent and very, very beautiful, attractive. So all these comments she has been keeping in her mind. I would find that very scarf one of the beauties. Though myself careful, deliberate shopper bought me a bolt of happiness, underline bolt of happiness. All of a sudden the salesman shopkeeper brought me different types of scarves in front of the table, which made me spellbound, which made me very much wonderful. Such a beautiful antique pieces of scarves which nobody might have seen so far. Yet of a deep breath, I genuinely took an anorexic saleswoman or an anorexic saleswoman. She wants to try to, one, that is a technical word, says one tries to make her own body very, very slim. In the way we seem to be sense pond. That is not quite here. I quickly learned to see they nodded with sympathy. Most of them wear scarves themselves around their angular necks. I admired to myself to intricate knotting and the colors of the scarves. I admire too women's forthcoming involving in my mission of the scarf absolutely must be suited to the person. The thing that I collected, the thing that I wanted to present my daughter should be so attractive. So there is no compromise to select the best one possible in the market and in the shop. We reach 129 page. They said the words the effect, though Nora personally understood that she was a young woman of highly defined taste and requirements that they were anxious to satisfy. But my daughter, Nora, has a speciality. Whatever thing we provide her, she would not be satisfied. So to understand her taste, being a mother, I should be very, very, very cautious. Then only I can collect the best one to present to my daughter when I reach home. She isn't really a type. She is Tom and I always think too easily satisfied. We cannot satisfy Nora very easily, providing she is such a girl. When she was a very small child, 2-3 eating lunch in her high chair, she heard an airplane go overhead and looked up to me, said, the pilot doesn't know I am eating an egg. Such a obstinate, such a dogmatic child Nora is. Nora, when she was taking food on a very tall chair when she was very young, she had an aeroplane going, the sound of an aeroplane going above the roof. And she told, pilot does not see that I eat egg. That's such a naughty girl. Pilot doesn't know I am eating an egg. She seemed to saw the perception, but willing to register shock calmly as no alarming. She would be grateful for any scarf brought. Pleased I had taken time, but once I wanted, I had an opportunity to get a scarf. I would gladden her heart. Underline that statement, the first paragraph, last line. What is my mission? My mission is to get a beautiful scarf, which should make my child happy, which should make my Nora happy. That is my mission. I moved from boutique to the next, one shop to another shop. I slowly moved. I began to form a very definite idea of scarf I wanted to. Nora began to see how impossible to might be accomplished the task. Scarf became an idea. Underline, the scarf is the idea now which governs me to move and to walk. And there is no other way. All the brain totally based on, all the brain behind thinking of a scarf and its beauty, how it would gladden my daughter or make my daughter happy. The scarf became an idea. Underline, the scarf became an idea. It must be brilliant, subdued to the same. We suppose not I want to go for Nora. Solidity, presence was that I wanted. But sinuous and ephemeral form. These are the technical words. May not be too serious in the exams, but you should be aware of its meaning. Sinuous, underline. What mean? Turning and turning and turning. That is called sinuous, literal mean. What is called ephemeral? Underline, ephemeral. Our life is ephemeral. People say, all philosophers say our life is ephemeral. A technical new passive vocabulary that you keep. Ephemeral means temporary. Alright, ephemeral pleasure. Worldly pleasures are ephemeral pleasures. Ephemeral, short-lived pleasures. This was what Nora. Now Nora is at 17 and almost 18 years old. She had always been bravely undemanding child. Underline, undemanding child. Means what? It is not easy to please my daughter. Nobody can please my daughter. Nobody can satisfy my daughter. Nothing can satisfy my daughter because she is a peculiar type of child. And told me how she controlled her bad dreams at night. I just turned my head around the pillow, she said matter-of-factly, and the changes. Once she used it to get certain demonic dreams in her sleep. She would report to me the succeeding morning that she had a bad dream and could not sleep. But calling out and crying, she sold her own nightmares. Underline, nightmares. That type of dreams which killed her sleep. That is called nightmares. Candidly exposed the original solution. I remember with shame now telling this story to the friends over coffee and over dinner. My brave little soldier daughter shaping her soldierly life. Anyway, by the course of the life, by course of the time, she has been developing her mind and developing her brain. And nowadays she does not, comparing to all two other daughters, Nora is a peculiar kind. I seldom wear scarves myself. Being a mother and our custom, I too do not find much pleasure to wear a scarf. I can't be bothered. Besides, I put around my neck there to configuration of a girl scout's kerchief, the knot working is straight the throat, the points of sticking rather than draping gracefully down. I was not clever with the accessories. Bottom line of the page number 129, underline. Accessories means additional attire, additional pieces of dress. Just like or a scarf, or just like keeping a cap on the head is an additional accessory. I knew that myself, and I was most definitely not a shopper. And I don't want to spend my time going to search different shops of additional dresses and scarves. But once I am here out of our country in different cultured cities, I should present something because my daughter is going to celebrate her birthday. So I must be so particular. Then I told that I would create a wonder by presenting which she has been longing for a long time. And it is my mission. Now we reach page number 130. I had never understood, in fact, what it drives me, women of fields of shopping perfection. And the writer, Retta Wenders, or the writer herself telling, women of modern times do not find satisfaction in particular shopping. When she gets plenty of money, she will be going to buy so many boutiques, so many things that would attract her life in future. It was a desire to please someone fully. Once it seemed to me that my daughter, Nora's future happiness, now balanced not an acceptance of Smith, the acquisition of handsome new boyfriend. It is not a finding particular boyfriend for my daughter. My daughter is so particular that she is very prudent in everything. But not a simple ownership of particular article apparel which I could apply. I had no power over Smith or a boyfriend, or in fact in trail of the happiness, but I could not provide something temporary necessary. This dream of transformation, this cup of skill, there it was relaxed of the silver book that must have been a 20th shop. Underline 20th shop. Now she has been visiting 19 shop finished. Look, because no scarves, nothing should satisfy neither mother nor child in future. So she now visiting 20th shop. But she did not get such a scarf which would be presentable to her daughter in the birthday time. Little bell rang, all at the same time bell rang, the unwrapped the potpourri rose to be nostrils, all the flowers arranged in the front of the shop. Sight Nora's scarf followed into it was patterned from end to then rectangles, each subtly alignment, blue, yellow, green, kind of pleasing violet, underline the 20th shop. Where I visited, I got a peculiar scarf which had different stars like colors, blue color, yellow color, green color, kind of a pleasing violet color which could easily not be forgotten. Each of the shapes was soundly outlined by the hand black, colored roughly with artist brush. I found slimmer, dazzling touch, icy and sensuous, that would attract all the senses. Then I understood it cost $60. $60. Was that all? I whipped out my Visa card without thought. My day I had been swell. I felt full of intoxicating power. Thinking about the peculiar scarf which intoxicated me, I could not sleep. How I can present this to my daughter when I reach home? Such a beautiful piece, antique piece of scarf that I collected from Lancaster. In the morning, I took a train to Baltimore. Immediately after Lancaster visit, I made a journey to Baltimore. It is free of the tour package. I could not read the train because of the jolting between one urban landscape the next. My train was going in a very fast way. To looking through the window, I cannot read even the writings on the walls because such a speed my train had. Two men sitting in front of me were talking loudly about Christianity. in my train cabin, two men were talking and discussing about Christianity, that in America 80-90% people are Protestants. All right. Real Roman Catholic Church is very in a limited number. So that time people had been discussing on problem of Christianity, Roman Catholic Church, how has been tolerated by Protestants in America. Christianity declined. They ran the words of Jesus Christ together as there were some persons first and second names. Even Protestants were laughing at Christians and the Catholics that Jesus Christ's name has been given to some people, other people. This is a matter of discussion. Mr. Christ Jesus into a group. People say Jesus Christ written in a different way, Christ Jesus. All right. In Baltimore, once again, I there lived for to do. I did not mind a young male radio host wearing a black t-shirt and a gold chains around his neck and asked me I was going to spend offended price money. Underline, a radio jockey in front of the Baltimore railway station happened to see me and asked me, how, ma'am, are you going to spend all the money of offended price in your life? He also asked me what my husband thought of the fact that I had written a novel. He asked, the journalist asked another question, what your husband think about you after writing a novel? I read a novel I have. Then I visited a book plate, signed 6 books. Some people brought me autograph. Then I put a signature with my remarks. In not quite 11 in the morning, there was nothing more for me to do until it was time to meet Gwyn, underline Gwyn, as I referred, Gwyn, her friend, she wants to visit Gwyn Gendrolin in near future when that was the mission of her visiting Baltimore, and how Gwyn Gendrolin coming to be in her life and what she is going to talk to her will be discussed in the next class. Now we'll start in the next class, page number 131 once again. Till that moment, goodbye.